All right. So for those of you who are joining us, I'm going to start this webinar for. All right. So I'm going to get into this webinar for our first-time drivers, or for those of you who have not gotten gotten on the road yet, who have not taken a trip. Just going to go ahead and give you guys a little bit of information, hopefully to encourage you guys to get onto the road. I'm going to go over a few slides, some information. After that, you'll be able to go down into the comment section, ask any questions you have. We'll go through, hopefully I touch on some of those questions before you and answer them before you go ahead and you ask those. All right. So basically, how it works is from the click of a button, somebody will be able to request you, and you'll be able to pick them up and drop them off wherever they need to be. So you're going to open up the Uber Partner app. You'll be able to get that app from your local app store if you have an iPhone, and the Play Store if you have an Android phone. The app only works on a smart device, so you would need that so we can get you on the road. When you see the map with your car on it, you're online and available to receive those requests. You'll be able to go online. Once you see your car there and moving, you'll be able to actually accept it and receive it. When a request comes in, your phone will start beeping, and you'll also see it flashing. You'll see these three images right here as far as how it would look on your side. And then you'll be able to take that trip or that request. The two links down at the bottom, you'll be able to see a video tutorial if you need further information. You'll also see a sample trip at t.uber.com/iOS trip if you need further information on that. So when you're driving on Uber's platform, you're always protected. While driving on the platform, we've really got you covered. As soon as you accept the trip, you're covered under Uber's 1.5 commercial insurance policy. So basically, this graph right here, it shows how you're covered if you're online, on a trip, or if you have somebody in the vehicle. 1.5 million of limited coverage per incident, 1.5 million of an uninsured, underinsured motorist coverage per incident, 50,000 of contingent, comprehensive, and collision insurance, as well as 50,000 to 100 to 25K of contingent coverage between trips. So say, for instance, when you don't have a ride in the vehicle, you will be covered for that, but you're on the Uber platform, you're actually on the app to receive something, you will be covered. You can also go down to the link here and get more details of insurance at t.uber.com/insurance. These links that are here are very informative. They get into basically more questions that you need answered or more information that you might need to know. Your partner dashboard. So accessing the dashboard is really easy. It's the same way you'll log into your Uber app is the same way you'll log into your Uber dashboard. So you'll go to partners.uber.com, and basically that dashboard shows you how to. It shows the trips, your summary, your rewards, your profile, your invite. Say, for instance, you go ahead and you're inviting other drivers to join our platform. It'll show you those there. It'll also show you your payment statements for the week, and it gets into more information. It's basically your home base. You can always log in there. You can get more information, or your home base to see, hey, how much did I make yesterday, or how much am I going to be bringing home this week? You'll be able to see that there. So your safety is our number one priority. So I know a lot of people are like, hey, well, I'm a lady, or hey, am I safe, or am I going to be covered as far as like driving by myself at night, things of that nature. You're definitely safe. We take your safety. It's our number one priority. So that's something our relationship we value. So we provide elevated experience from riders to drivers. So basically, the rider gets to rate you as well as you get to rate the rider. It's a cashless platform. So, with that being said, it's no cash being exchanged. You won't have to take any money from the rider. The rider doesn't have to take any money from you. Therefore, it's like nothing they can take from you. So there's no random pickups. Everybody who you do pick up, you will know and you will see them by name. So before riding with Uber, riders are required to create an account, their personal information, as you do provide as the drivers do provide their personal information. So it's safety. It's number one and it's high. To get more information about our safety policies, you can always go to help.uber.com. I will be putting that link into the comment section below so you guys can go ahead and see more of that information. So maximizing your earnings. Basically, Uber always has a rollout of incentives. They always have out certain guarantees where you're able to make a certain amount of money during certain times. So our busiest times are our peak hours, Monday to Wednesday, 10 a.m. from 7 a.m. to 10 a.m. And from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. That's basically rush hour. When people are to and from work, Tuesday to Friday, 10 a.m. 7 a.m. to 10 a.m., 4 p.m. to 3 a.m. Because Friday is the beginning of the weekend, or it starts off the weekend, and people are going out. People, they want to be safe. They want to have a reliable way home or out. So that's a peak time as well. Saturdays are busy. Our Sundays are busy. And as oddly as it sounds, when the weather is raining, when it's raining outside, when it's cold outside, it's definitely busy there. Certain events, sporting events, festivals. This weekend is coming up, Halloween weekend. It's planned. This is our number one busiest weekend besides New Year's Eve. So you'll definitely make money this weekend if you're planning on getting on the road, and you'll definitely see the increase of your earnings with that being said. Rush hour, late night as well on the weekends. Definitely boost and incentives. You'll get those guarantees. And you'll get those incentives. That leads me to my next slide as far as surge pricing. So when it is busy out, you'll definitely you'll be qualified to receive more money. Let's say 1.25 your earnings and surge pricing. So on the app, you'll see a surge map. And once you're online, the map within the Uber app, it's going to light up. It's basically a heat map. So you'll have red here, orange there, yellow here. And basically, yellow is moderate demand. It's not as busy. It's kind of average. Orange is high demand. That's where it's heating up a little bit. It's getting a little hotter. The money is increasing. And red is where it's surging. Red is where that money is. The surge zones could be double the price of, on average, what that price should be, what that trip should be. The number in the red zone, it surges, indicates a surge multiplier in that zone. A trip must start in the surge zone for it to be applied to your trip. So if you're in the surge zone, you'll definitely get, let's say, 1.25 that price. And the riders get to see how much they're paying for that trip, whether it's surge pricing, moderate price, or regular price. They'll be able to see that. How long should you wait for Uber? You should wait 5 minutes. You should wait at least 5 minutes for any rider. If the rider does not show up after 5 minutes, you should try calling and texting them. There's an option in the app to call or contact that rider. You could call them, you could contact them via text message and let them know, like, hey, I'm outside, I've been here for 5 minutes. If they do not appear, the ride will, you can no-show that person, you can no-show that rider. And you will be compensated in some markets $5. So say, for instance, if you arrive to that person's destination, you waited for 5 minutes and still no rider has showed up, you can cancel that ride and you will get your $5 compensation. What if there are multiple stops and riders and the rider changes the destination? That's something that frequently happens. A lot of people get into the ride and they're like, hey, I'm going home, but before I go home, I want to go to the supermarket. You can definitely do that. Remember, you get paid off of time and you get paid off of distance. So if a person has multiple stops on the trip, as long as you keep the app running, is as long as you'll be compensated for it. So if there's multiple stops, it's totally fine. Your payment is calculated, like I said, on time and distance. We actually have a new feature on the app where the rider can add a stop. So basically, if I want to go home and like I just said, I want to go to the supermarket, or I want to go to the store, or I want to pick up my child, for instance, I'll be able to add that stop there, drop me off, I get back in the car, and then we can proceed with the trip. What if a rider makes a mess in my car? This happens, and it frequently happens just because, hey, Uber is your number one ride, especially if you're out, you're having a time with your friends, and you're intoxicated, things of that nature. So what you should do when this happens is you should take a picture of the mess and email it to us. You can always email it to help.uber.com, and we'll be able to do that through your app as well. Go to the certain trip. You can go on trip history. You can click on that trip, and then you'll be able to say, I had an issue with the rider, request a cleaning fee, take a picture of it, and then we will go ahead and pay you out for whatever mess that was and however much it was. What if too many people try to get into my car? It happens. Sometimes you'll think you're picking up one person, and it's two other people there with that one person. So that's a total of 3 people. You'll politely explain that you can only fit as many people as there are seatbelts. So we don't charge by the person in the car. We charge off the time and the distance. So if it's me and 2 of my friends, and you have 4 seatbelts in the car, then we all can get in. That's basically how you'll be able to do it. So you can encourage the group to request a second Uber if there are way too many people, or they can request an XL vehicle. So the difference between Uber X, Uber XL, Black, and XUV. The average rider, the standard rider, has an Uber X vehicle. That is basically a vehicle that can seat up to, it's a 4-door vehicle, and it can seat up to, like, let's say 3 or 4 passengers, as long as, like I said, if there's a seatbelt in the car, and that's the standard. Uber XL is for any vehicle that can seat up to 7 passengers. So your Honda Pilots, your Acura MDX, things that have an extra row in the back, those are your XL vehicles. Uber Black and Uber SUV are for commercial drivers. So in order to operate on the Uber Black and the Uber SUV platform, you would need a commercial driver's license, a commercial insurance, as well as commercial registration. So that car has to be plated with limousine plates. So those are commercials. And then for New Jersey, those cars have to be black on black vehicles, so black on black luxury vehicles. And that is what qualifies Uber Black and Uber SUV. How do I get paid? How much can I expect to earn? So the fare for every trip is calculated by Uber, and payments are made via direct deposit. So like I said, you'll get paid off of time and distance. So for your basic Uber X trip, it's going to be 85 cents per mile, 15 cents per minute, as well as the base fare starts out as $1.05. So it's off of time and distance. As long as you're in the trip is the time you'll get paid for it, as well as the mileage. And then you'll get direct deposit every week, every Thursday for those fares. So the earnings depend on how and when you drive. So if you're driving every day, and say for instance, you're making, let's say, $100 every day, you'll be able to see that on your app, how much money you're getting paid before you even get direct deposit. So going back to partners.uber.com, like I said, you can log in there, and you'll be able to actually go ahead and see all of your earnings before you actually get direct deposit. Can I have my spouse or another passenger in the vehicle? That is something we don't encourage, having other passengers or riders or your friends, or let's say a spouse in the vehicle. Just because when riders request a trip, the expectation is to be the only person in the car, and if not the only person in the car, then to have as many seats as they have passengers. So if you have a passenger with you and the rider has the maximum number of allowed passengers, basically they will have to cancel the trip, or you will have to cancel the trip. But we do not encourage anybody to be driving with your driver. How do taxes work? Alright, so basically at the end of the year, you guys will receive a 1099 form because you're independent contractors. So you'll receive a 1099 at the end of the year. You're responsible for filing your own taxes and paying your own taxes. So Uber doesn't give out the advice of paying taxes and things of that nature. So you'll get the 1099, you'll take it to your local tax person or your local accountant, and they will be able to help you with those things. Where can I drive? Uber New Jersey drivers can drive anywhere in New Jersey, anywhere in Connecticut, and the city of Philadelphia. I repeat, just the city of Philadelphia. You won't be able to go to Pittsburgh or Allentown or the outer skirts of Philadelphia to operate your car. It has to be in the city of Philly. You cannot drive in New York. You can only drop off in New York. You won't be able to actually pick up anybody and drive in New York because for New York drivers, you are commercial drivers with a TLC license and TLC plates. Who pays for tolls? Who pays for tolls? All right, if you drive and you're going through a toll, you have Easy Pass, you're required to pay the toll first, and then you'll get reimbursed every Thursday when you get paid. So that toll is going to be calculated on that rider's trip. It's just that prior to getting paid, you'll have to pay that toll first. Do I have to log a minimum number of hours? As an independent contractor, you're your own boss and you make your own hours. So you do not. When you want to earn money, it's basically when you'll actually sign online and you'll take those trips. There are no minimum hours, but we do recommend completing one trip every 30 days to keep your account active. That's basically what we recommend. I'm going to go ahead and answer some questions right now in the comment section. So I'm going to look and see what you guys have. Thanks for actually tuning into this webinar. I hope this can encourage you guys to get on the road. Like I said, it's a busy Halloween weekend. We're going to be busy Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, as well as Monday. So we want to get you guys on the road to get some of those incentives and that money. All right, so I have my TLC license already, but I am getting messages saying to upgrade my license. All right, is your license expired, and where did you apply? So that's one of those things, the New Jersey, the whole thing for the TLC is for New York drivers. So I see another question, probably answering the first question. Do you need a TLC license for Westchester, New York? You need a Westchester license. So Westchester is basically, it's commercial as well. So they have their own, let's say, license as well as New York City TLC. So you would need a Westchester license, whatever commercial license it is for there. How do you know when all your credentials have been approved? So you should be receiving messages. So you should be receiving emails as well as text messages saying like, hey, get on the road. You can come into our office, or you'll be able to go, like I said, sign into partners.uber.com with your information as far as, and you'll be able to see if your background check has passed, if your documents are active, things of that nature. So yes, you'll be able to sign into partners.uber.com with your username as well as your password to see if your credentials are approved and if you're ready to actually get on the road. Yeah, so hopefully I've answered you guys' questions. Like I said, you can go ahead and then just put those questions into the comment section. I'll be able to actually answer them right now. So hopefully you guys will, get on. Actually encourage you guys to go onto your Uber partner app to sign in and to take a trip. Even if it's one trip, I do encourage to take one trip just so you guys can get the hang of it, so you know what you're working with and what to actually expect. I went over some few of the slides, but like I said, oh, that's a good question. What percentage does Uber take? So it's 75, 25%. So you'll be coming home with 75% of the fare, and Uber takes 25% of the fare. It's definitely a good question. When you accept a ride, do you know at that time what the destination is? Missed the early part of the webinar. When you do accept the ride, you don't know where that person is going until you get to wherever they are, until you pick them up. And the reason being for that is if you did know, half the time people will cancel, and that's just not the service that we want to provide to our riders. So you don't know where they're going until they do actually get into the vehicle. Is there a way to download the contract from your phone? I can't read it and haven't been able to download it. It is not on my profile. Yes, so there is a way to sign to see the contract on your phone, as well as to sign in and see the contract on your laptop or your desktop. You'll have to sign into partners.uber.com with your username and your password. And when you go into, I'm going to actually show you on here. Definitely can find that on partners.uber.com. And you're going to see, you go into partners.uber.com and you see profile down at the bottom. You'll see profile. You'll click in the profile and you'll be able to see the contract there in City. And those trips are gone off of time and distance. So by the time the trip starts and by the time the trip ends, that's the time you will be getting paid for. Those trips are important. We take pride in those trips. I do encourage to actually take them. My front bumper is damaged. Can I start driving like that? Unfortunately, we like for the appearance of the vehicles to be spot on. So I wouldn't want you to pick up anybody with a damaged bumper, but as soon as you get your bumper fixed, we'll definitely put you on our platform. And like I said, I haven't said this. You go to New York, and the only toll that we do reimburse on the way back is the Verrazano Bridge. All other bridges we do not reimburse on the way back, but there are multiple ways how to get back to New Jersey without having to take a toll. Keep them coming, y'all. Keep them coming. I want to get your guys' questions off, and I want to do that before I end this webinar. I really encourage you guys to get online. Like I said, one of the busiest weekends that we're going to be dealing with riders, Halloween weekend. The next best weekend after that is um, New Year's Eve. So we really encourage you guys to get on the road today. All right, Carol Johnson. Um, I just tried, but there's nothing under my profile. You know what? That's something that we would definitely have to look into to see why you won't be able to get your contract. What you'll do is you're going to sign into help.uber.com, ask for your contract, and you'll be able to receive it there. That is a very important link. If you need help with anything, you'll just go to help.uber.com. We're able to help and assist you there. If I get a Newark Airport trip, does Uber pay Turnpike tolls to and from? So if you're on a trip and you're going to the airport, we do pay for those tolls. If you are on a trip, if you are not on a trip, we don't pay for those tolls. You won't be reimbursed if you're not on a trip. You get reimbursed for those that are on the trip. So those tolls we can pay for if you're on the trip with a rider. Keep them coming, you guys. Keep them coming. I'm here to answer as many questions as you need answered today. Looking to get you guys actually on the road um, soon as possible. All right. So return trip must be empty, right? Yes, the returning trip is empty. You will not get reimbursed for that. But if you do have a rider with you on the returning trip, you will get reimbursed for those tolls. Still can't pick up at Newark Airport, or did that change? That has changed. You can pick up at Newark Airport. The thing is that you can pick up at Terminal B and Terminal C. Technically, Terminal A is Elizabeth, so they go ahead and they try to give you tickets there, but you can definitely pick up and drop off at Terminal B and C at Newark Airport. I encourage you guys to stay away from Terminal A just because they go ahead and they give you tickets. Like I said, it's technically Elizabeth. It's technically Elizabeth. How can I find out where the passenger wants to go before I commit to the ride? Um, there's ways around it. If you want to contact that rider to see where they're going prior to picking them up and dropping them off, you can do that. The thing is that Uber's policy, we don't want riders to feel like they can't go certain places or you don't want to drop them off certain places. So if you want to do that, you can. I do not encourage it. We want you guys to make the most money. We want you guys to get the most of your earnings. We want you guys to actually pick up riders and drop them off wherever they have to go. Like I said, you get paid off of time and distance. So you want to utilize that to the best of your ability, right? Whether they're going to New York, whether they're going to Connecticut, whether they're going to Philly. Only time we like for you guys to cancel if, say, for instance, you're in a tight space and you have to pick up a child or you have an engagement and you know the next hour or so, then you can go ahead and say, hey, I didn't plan on going there. Do you mind canceling this trip? And somebody else will come and pick you up. But we do like for you guys to actually pick up these people, pick up these riders, and drop them off. We don't encourage canceling, but hey, emergencies happen. Things happen all the time. You can definitely go ahead and cancel or contact that rider to see where they're going prior to picking them up. Can people request you as their driver? Not The app doesn't allow you to get requests directly. But say for instance, if you're in the same area, same vicinity as the rider, hopefully it comes to you because it goes off of location and it goes off of proximity. So the closest rider is the ride you will actually take. The closest driver. So say for instance, if you're here and a rider is like right outside your door and they try to request you, it might come to you, but we really don't like prearranged trips. We want to be fair to all our drivers. We want to be fair to all our riders. So we don't really like prearranged trips. But sometimes it happens. Sometimes people can get around that. That's just not anything that we go ahead and we encourage. Yeah. So back to That's why you asked, and in case you don't have time. Yeah, so if you don't have time, like I said, you can always contact that rider prior to picking them up. There's an option in the app for that. If you accept it, you can contact them via text message as well as calling them on the phone. Ask them, hey, where you going? And they'll be able to let you know. Am I the representative to call with? No, I'm not the representative to call with. We have help.uber.com that can answer any and all of your questions. We also have an office here in New Jersey. We have a few pop ups. I'm pretty sure you guys get text messages and emails about our pop up locations, about our onboarding locations, and about places you can go to actually get better help, further assistance on how to actually get on the road. How do I see the red surge pricing areas without being online? In other words, I want to drive to that zone before I sign in to accept rides. Good question. So basically, we have allowed notifications on our app. So you'll get notified with either a text message or an alert on your smartphone to get those alerts of when it's surge pricing, where it's surge pricing. We always text. That is our biggest form of communication is through text messaging as well as emails. So we'll email you, we'll text you, and we'll say, hey, be online from this time to that time. Surge is going to be heavy in this area, and you'll get notifications from the Uber app on your phone saying, hey, go here from 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. It is going to be busy. So it's definitely just allow notifications and you'll get those alerts. You're finding trouble finding someone to speak with. Where are these locations? All right, I'm going to go ahead and put a location in. Our Greenlight Hub. Greenlight Hub is located in Hoboken, New Jersey. That address is 74 Washington Street. Hoboken, NJ 07030. And there you go. That is our Greenlight Hub. That is our destination where we're located, where we can help you. Our hours are 10 a.m. to 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, and Saturday 10 to 3. That is very useful, actually. How do I get started? I just signed up and I'm eager to hit the road. All right. If you are signed up, you can sign into partners.uber.com and you'll be able to see your profile. You'll be able to see if you started your background check, if your documents are there, or you can come into our office right here at 74 Washington Street to see if you go ahead and if the background check has started for you. But like I said, we text, we email, so we'll definitely keep you in the loop of where your process is, if the background check has started, if you have downloaded your documents, and if you're ready to get on the road the next day. So if you're receiving emails, if you're receiving text messages, just go ahead and look through them and see where you are with the status of your application. We update all the time with the status of people's applications. If I have a white SUV that can seat 7 people, can I be considered an SUV in New Jersey? All right, you can be considered an XL in New Jersey. If your SUV was black on black with commercial plates, then you will be considered Uber SUV, and you will get those SUV fares. Uber SUV has to be a black on black vehicle, whether an Escalade, let's say a Ford Expedition, which is an SUV, or let's say a Tahoe or a Yukon Denali. Those vehicles, those SUVs, Chevrolet Suburbans, those SUVs are something that have to be commercial plated and commercial insured in order to get those Uber SUV fares. But if your white SUV is private plated, and we can add that on the platform for you. You would just get Uber XL and Uber X fares. I would like to have a set schedule Monday to Friday, 9 to 4. Is that possible? Yes. You can work whenever you want to work. Hey, you can work for 1 hour or you can work up to 100 hours. The list is it never ends. You basically make your own schedule. You're an individual sole proprietor, so you are your own boss. If you want to sign on at 9 o'clock in the morning, you want to sign off at 4 p.m., that is fine. You make your own hours. If you want to take a break in between, then I encourage that. If you want to work from 10 to 3 and, hey, got to pick up your children at 4 or, go home and eat dinner at 7, that is fine. You make your own hours. You can sign on and sign off as many times a day as much as you like. I would like to know about the dash cam. I would like to use dual dash cam for my car while I'm driving Uber. That is fine. You can definitely have your own dash cam. Just let the riders know prior to them starting the trip that they are being recorded. That is quite okay. You can definitely use that. Sorry, I know you addressed this earlier. Can you confirm? So I need to let my car insurance company know anything. That's basically your discretion. Whether you want to tell your car insurance company or you don't want to tell your car insurance company, it's up to you. We have insurance that covers you while you're on a trip. But in the meantime, while you're working, you still need to be insured with your own insurance company. So it's basically up to you, your discretion, if you want to do that. I know certain insurance policies and certain insurance companies, they don't allow ride sharing programs. We have a ride sharing program with Farmers Insurance. They allow it. They allow for Uber drivers. So it's basically up to you. It's whether you want to make that call or you don't. It's totally your discretion. Why do I need to list a bank account before I drive? My Uber app won't let me proceed beyond that window. One of the YouTube videos indicated you could start without. The reason why we ask for your banking information is because we want to make sure you get paid when you actually get on the road. We don't want to have any monies missing prior to after you getting on the road. So we ask for that information. Everything is safe, everything is secure, everything is confidential. Representatives like myself who deal with drivers on a daily basis are not even able to see your banking information. We ask for it to make the process easier to get you on the road as soon as possible. You get two options. You're not able to go online unless it's in there, just because we want to make sure that money goes into your account on Thursday when you get paid. You won't be able to get apart from that screen unless you put that information in, because we want to make sure that information is there so you get your direct deposit. That is the only way we ask for it. And that's a good sign if they're asking for your banking information. That means you're ready, you're willing, and you're ready to get on the road tomorrow, today, whenever. Any idea about New Jersey manufacturers? I am not sure about New Jersey manufacturers. I see that insurance company a lot. A lot of drivers have it. But as far as rideshare programs, I do not know if they have them. I'm sorry about that, but I do not know. You can reach out to your insurance company and see if they have ride sharing programs, if it is something that they do allow. But as far as me personally, I do not know. I do see a lot of drivers with it, but I'm not sure. I am in Westchester County. Can I drive in New York State, but not New York, for example, Yonkers? I honestly don't know about Westchester County. I think my full year of working here, I've only seen two people who drive in Westchester County. I think you could drive in all of New York State as well as New York City, but don't quote me. Don't quote me. I encourage you to go to your local green light hub, or you can ask at partnersny at uber.com. I'll put that in. Or help.uber.com. I do not know about Westchester County, and I apologize about that. I just got accepted to Uber. I need an Uber office so that they can help me out. What is the next step? I live in Piscataway. Office in Piscataway. Thank you. All right, we live in Piscataway. So this is the thing. We go ahead and we do pop-ups. We do onboardings. Like I said, Mondays we're in Paramus. Tuesdays we're in East Orange. Wednesday we're in we're nowhere Wednesday. Thursday we're in Somerset. I'm not sure if Somerset is near Piscataway, but we are in Somerset. I'm pretty sure we should be sending you text messages about if we're going to be near Piscataway. We definitely can get you to our Somerset location. Every Thursday we're in Somerset. We'll be there. We're there. We're at a hotel. We'll definitely text you that information so we can get you on the road as soon as possible. And like I said, above we have the green light, our hub, our post every day of the week. We're in Hoboken. That's pretty far from Piscataway, but we'll definitely get you our Somerset location. Farmers Insurance, do they use credit scoring? My policy with Geico only used credit scores when I signed up, not on renewals. I am not sure about farmers using credit scoring. We have farmers in our office, in our Hoboken office, every day of the week when we are here. So if you can come in or you can call your local farmers insurance number, they'll be able to let you know if they use credit scoring. I am not sure about that. When it comes to insurance and what other companies do, I really don't know. But you can definitely ask that with a local representative here in our office or directly to farmers. Will the person who referred me to Uber still get the referral fee if they have not? Yes, they will. If they have not driven in 30 days, 20 days, 40 days, if their banking account information is the same, you have completed your 50 trips, they will definitely get their money. They will definitely get their sign on your bonus. If you have completed the 50 trips, doesn't matter if they haven't driven, if they are not driving, they'll definitely get that once you complete your 50 trips. Everybody who completes 50 trips and you were referred, that person gets $500. So yes, Denise, that person will go ahead and get that. How do I get the Uber card from my car window to identify my car as an Uber? And does Uber sell phone holders? Good question. Good question. We don't have the plaques anymore, the Uber card plaques. We don't give them out. Uh, People will know that it's you by the make of your car as well as the plate number of your car. So when they request you, they'll see, hey, Gus is coming to pick me up, and whether it's a Impala or a Malibu with a plate number XYZ 123, they will be able to see you by the plate number. So we don't have those placards, those car window placards. You actually really don't need it, but I know some people want them. We do not have those here in our office. We actually don't even give them out. Those are mainly for New York drivers. So if you see those on the cars, those are mainly New York drivers who have those. And does Uber sell phone holders? We do not sell phone holders. I'm pretty sure your local, either Dollar General or your dollar store has car phone holders. We don't have them here. What about the destination request, where if you are heading in a specific direction, you only accept rides going in your direction, it will end up in yeah. Yes, so we do have an option where you can set a destination. Say, for instance, you get twice a day to set a destination. It's supposed to be for when you're on your way to work and when you're on your way home. So you get twice to set a destination. So, say, for instance, it's 9 o'clock, you want to hit the road and you want to start working. You live in, say, for instance, North Jersey, but you want to go down to South Jersey to drive. You can set a destination down there, and hopefully you get a request to go towards that destination, and vice versa as far as coming back home. So we do have that option where you can set a destination. Can I put cameras in my car? This is my first time I'm going to do this. I'm a small woman. I am a little concerned. Good question. We have a lot of women drivers. A lot of women drivers. Um, we actually had an event here, and about 200 plus women came out to our event. We have a lot of women drivers, so I understand your concern for your safety. But like I said in the webinar, um, you are definitely safe. You're safe here. We take the driver safety as our number one priority. You can definitely have a camera if you want. Just let them know, let the rider know that they are being recorded on every trip. But you can definitely have a camera in your vehicle. And trust me, like I said, safety is our number one priority. We want to make sure our drivers are safe. We want to make sure our riders are safe as well. Like I said, you'll be able to rate the rider. The rider will be able to rate you. You should be fine. I'm registered with NJ. Can I drive or pick up a passenger from Connecticut? Yes, you can. You can drive in Connecticut. You can pick up in Connecticut. You can drop off in Connecticut. You can work all of New Jersey, Samuel. You could work all of Connecticut. You could drop off in Connecticut. You can pick up. You can drop off in the city of Philadelphia, and you can drop off in the city of Philadelphia. I hope I went ahead and answered you guys' question. Your questions are definitely important to me, and important to the Uber, family and our policy. Just want to make sure you guys get on the road. Want to make sure you guys take that first trip. It is very important. And some encouragement is the money, the earnings that you will receive, the benefits that you will receive from making money and being able to drive whenever you want to drive. Like I said, this weekend is one of our busiest weekends next to New Year's Eve. So we want to make sure you guys get on the road. If you can come into our office tomorrow. We're here Saturday from 10 a.m. to 3 p.m. We can get you on the road. We can get you started. If background check is started, if everything is started. Just want to thank you guys for joining this webinar. And if you have any other questions, you can also go to help.uber.com. I will be putting that in the comment section right now, help.uber.com. Or you can log into your dashboard at partners.uber.com. Hopefully we'll be able to answer your questions and get you guys on the road soon. Thank you guys. Good luck driving. One more question. I live in Toms River and it's quiet, but I have a lot of work in this area. Yes, there's work all over New Jersey. There's work all over New Jersey. You definitely get rides in Toms River. But the thing is, you're not limited to Toms River. You can go wherever you want in New Jersey. If you live in Toms River, you can go to Edgewater. You can go to Fort Lee. You can go to Paramus. You can go to Clifton. You can go to East Orange. You can go to wherever in New Jersey. We do not limit you. Wherever you want to go, you can drive anywhere. South Jersey, Central Jersey, North Jersey. Any county, you'll be able to drive. Hopefully that answered your question, Bella. But you definitely can join us back next week with the webinar, answer more of your questions. I appreciate it. And once again, happy, safe driving.